Hey,
Hey, John. So I've been one of those people who's not been able to sit with myself.
okay.
I've had a hard time. I don't know if it's like unprocessed trauma. I was just sitting with it
hmm
and in this last sit, and there's a lot of energy
hmm
down sort of in the lower, maybe the second chakra.
Okay.
And it's just like this buzzing intensity,
hmm
um, which was interesting because I didn't really think of it as just sort of a lot of energy. It seemed sort of intolerable for me to sit with,
Okay.
and then I can feel in my heart a lot of activation too. Um,
Well, the second and fourth chakra are meant to be connected. But unfortunately, a lot of people have had that connection, sort of severed temporarily, but that could be reconnecting.
yeah, um, I don't know. It just seems it's been with me for a long time. I think, and I don't know if it's being more energies come into my system and it's being activated or what's going on, but
Let's sit together.
um, yeah.
Good. Thank you for sharing that. So sometimes it's, before we sit together, maybe I'll say a few things. Sometimes it's just too much. Sometimes it's just too much energy or it's too much intensity, feeling, whatever. And that's when we just have to find whatever works to help us cope, deal, clear. And I have, like everyone here, tried anything and everything. Sometimes it's just, you want to get some relief from the suffering and just sitting and meditating isn't going to do it. Or even being here isn't going to, what I mean? It's not. And so if you need to get relief, get relief. Just be careful how you're getting relief because that can be a slippery slope, as you well know.
Yeah.
And so this is where we learn to be very balanced in our approach and how we take care of ourselves. I think what's really important about what you're sharing is that you're basically saying it's too much for me right now, and I don't like it. In fact, yeah, there you go. See, and so this is good. This is, in this environment, as you well know, and you know me quite well. We've known each other for years. That I'm somebody who invites people to express their absolute, frustration and rage and discomfort because you don't want to just try to be in this spiritual identity fantasy of some perfect human being, which never existed and never will exist and doesn't exist. So anybody who believes that nonsense is going to find out sooner or later that's not true. So it's important to say, I hate this. I can't stand it. I hate being here. Fuck you, John, whatever, doesn't matter. Because it's good to let it out. It's good to express the frustration. And maybe that's why your jaw is so tight,
Yeah.
is that you have been programmed to shut up. I was, yeah, I fought back in my traumatic, abusive, brutal upbringing. I fought back. But a lot of people get crushed or just cope or say, okay, I can't speak my truth. But part of our healing as human beings, which we need to do that work, is to be able to express our feelings in a way that's not harmful to ourselves or others. So I encourage people to explore anything that supports them that can work that way, therapeutic techniques, anything that can help with that. And that helps. So I think what's really important is that you said very curtly, interestingly, that it was too much, that you didn't like it, or however your words were. How did you describe what's going on down there?
I don't know. I mean, now that you mention, it's like
Is it
it
already
is
dissipating?
overwhelming. It's overwhelming. I mean, no, it is over. There is like a sense of just the energy being overwhelming, like constantly being driven and wanting to pushing me to do something, just to be
Yeah.
not be settled in my body.
Oh, thank you. Well, that then I think says a lot about what your inner mirroring is telling you to pay attention to, the one who is pushing. It's not even that you're not only in the driver's seat, you got your foot jammed on the gas pedal. So that's what you want to be with. So let your eyes close.
Yeah. Well, can I say one thing first?
Anything. Sure, of course.
So, yeah, I think one thing the thing that you brought up about my jaw and shutting myself up comes from, I mean, I have like such a privileged life, you know, I'm so lucky in so many ways. And so when I look around the world, I see it doesn't feel like my complaints don't feel valid in a way, I think, because I see so many people who have actual real shit going on in their life, real things. I mean, my life is like so easy, relatively speaking, in so many ways. And I get what I want so easily so many times that,
well, you're lucky.
You know,
You're lucky, but don't let that be that could also be a very clever, unconscious way to avoid.
yeah.
You just say, "Oh well, other people are suffering. I'm not really suffering. I mean, I have an easy life. I'm privileged. I'm lucky. I have an easy. Yeah, but you're suffering."
Yeah.
Everybody I know and work with who's very privileged, extraordinarily privileged, they're not free of suffering. They may be very comfortable and they may have a lot of options that most of us don't have. That's true, but it doesn't free them from this journey at all. If anything, it numbs them out in a way that is easier to avoid one's responsibility.
Yep.
So here you are. And you know what's really awesome is that you told the truth here in a group. That's beautiful that you could be honest about that. I'm very touched by that, actually, because I think what it really says is that, you know, that what really works in our healing is to simply tell the truth and then to be with the pain. So let your eyes close and be with the one who's trying to get ahead or trying to get it all done or trying to fix the world or whatever you're doing. Okay? Yeah. Feel that pushing. And then just gently relax, be in your breathe, just feel the breathing. Let your breath breathe naturally down in your belly. Let your pelvic floor relax. That's probably a good area for you to pay attention to, especially if you've got a lot of buildup in your second chakra. Be aware of your hip sockets. You might even want to do this, not right this minute, but later lying down on a yoga mat. Flat on your back with your arms out, savasana posture, corpse pose for yoga practitioners. Yeah, so you're open. You're not controlling anything. You're more in a vulnerable position, like a baby on its back. Yeah, I'm getting an expansion on it. I would recommend that you do that later. And be aware, bring attention into your hip sockets, your legs, and your feet. So energy goes down. Be aware and then be aware on the pelvic floor, which is basically the base of the pelvis. It's where the, anal region, all that is you want to be aware that most people are very tight down there. The first chakra. That's better. Good. That's better. You feel a difference? Yeah, good. See, now things are integrating a little more. So you experiment with where you put attention. We don't make these changes. We participate by where we put attention. That we do have, that's why practice is so extraordinarily fascinating and constantly anew. We don't make the healing and the transformation happen, but we do give attention. And where we put attention, energy goes there instantly. even if it's we're thinking about someone else or something else. That's where the energy goes. There, now you're more present. So we have a natural propensity to not even be present in our own being. We're constantly externalized. So practice like being here helps us really arrive more and more and more fully as you are right now. Can you feel it?
Mhm.
Good. That's much better. Yeah, now I feel your heart center starting to integrate more. Wow, beautiful. Good. Yeah, you're not relaxing the pelvic floor. You're just being aware of it. That's all. You're not, even if it's just visual or a thought, doesn't matter. The pelvic floor knows you're putting attention there. And that's, you don't have to, don't try to relax anything. Relaxation happens naturally. Letting go happens naturally in our nervous system. We just give attention. Relaxing happens by itself. Letting go happens by itself. The emergence of presence and the deepening of the presence happens by itself. The heart opening and becoming more loving and radiant happens by itself. Truly moving into inner peace, which is our nature, happens by itself. And it's wonderful. That's it. Yes. Good. How are you?
Better, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Good to see you. Yeah.